There was an article that came out last week on the failed news aggregate Drudge Report. And I scan this from time to time because, quite frankly, I remember when Drudge was a decent news aggregate, and now I use it to find out what the left is going to talk about. And it was a hit piece that was, I think, in NPR on somebody that you're relatively close to, and that is Timothy Hale, who we've had on our show a number of times. And this hit piece was going after him, labeling him a Nazi and a white supremacist and a anti-Semite and all this stuff. And I want you to clear the air on behalf of Tim Hale because you know him.
Okay, so right off the bat, when I got into DCDOC, you had some people that was trying to cause problems inside of there, right? And they told me the same thing. Oh, he's a Nazi, he's a racist. So me, I'm a very blunt person. I went and asked them because I believe the same thing that the news was saying in a certain kind of way about certain people. So I go up to Tim. I'm like, hey, Tim, can I ask you a question? He's like, what's up? I say, bro, do you hate me because I'm black? Are you racist? He goes, no, not at all. I'm not a racist, Cash. Have I ever said anything racist to you? I'm like, no, I was just wondering because of what was said and you dressed up like somebody before. And he's like, yeah, but I do comedy. You know, it was satire. And we started having this conversation and we end up like this. And he became somebody that I had a ton of intellectual conversations with, broke bread with, sat with. We shared books. I actually have one of his books on my bookshelf right now, sitting right behind me from Tim. That's my brother. All right. He's never, not one time since I've been locked up with him, ever has he said anything racist about anybody. In fact, people don't know this, but Tim's actually Puerto Rican. All right. He's got Puerto Rican ancestry and he's got a very mixed family. So don't believe the news. The news said that I was a white supremacist. Do I look like a white supremacist?
I think when we first started the interview, I was a little worried that you might be some kind of a neo-Nazi.
I mean, was there a racial angle in there at all? This is what's so annoying because this is what the media has to feed on because that's what keeps them in power.
Was there a racial angle? I'm going to say this. I've never said this before publicly. I'm going to say this right now. All right. There was no racism involved inside the pod other than one incident. There was one incident where somebody, I really don't want to put the name out.
You don't need to name it.
Right. Somebody in there said something racial towards me. All right. Out of anger. I don't think this person to be a racist, but he was angry and upset because the COs was putting punishments on us that we didn't deserve and causing problems in there that we didn't deserve. And he was looking for a scapegoat. So because of the nature of what was going on in there with the COs, tried to put the blame on me. And then, this person isn't mentally well. He's kind of like, schizophrenic a little bit. Yeah. And he's also a person that was causing problems in there. A lot of problems within there. So, he pulled the racial thing, but it wasn't to a point where I'm thinking, oh, he's a racist. It was just, one of them things that happens. And, that was it. Besides that, and here's the funny part, all them brothers that was in there stood up for me. Yeah. Every single person in there was like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Cash is great. This is our bro. You're tripping. You're the problem. And it was good. It was good. And guess who one of them people was that stood up for me? Tim Hale.
Tim Hale. All right. Setting the record straight for Tim Hale because it needs to be set straight.
But the media just blows stuff out of proportion.